Wuthering Waves is a funny little gacha game that has a unique way of introducing characters. They release the best in slot support first, and then release the actual character that they're meant for later. This has happened with Zhuji and Carlotta, Yinlin and Shenliao, what's this cactus fly doing here? And of course, they've done it with Pheobe and Zani. The thing is though, these characters, Carlotta and Shenliao, don't necessarily need their supports to function. For Zani though, some would claim that without Pheobe, she is a dead weight on your account. My name is Void Enigma, and I'll be discussing Phoebe's relevance with Zani, and if she needs our Spectro Frazzling mage to function, or if there's another way around it. I know a lot of people have been asking whether Zani is doomed without Pheobe, and also if you need her weapon. As for which to prioritize, I'll answer that later in the video, but let's talk about Pheobe. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and as always, let's dive right into the void. So with all of these characters coming out that might specialize in a certain debuff, the payoff for this debuff is that the character might in some way consume the stack of the debuff on the enemy. This is what we call the Zani Delimma, since she's the first character that actually needs Spectro Frazzle to fuel her entire kit, yet she inflicts next to none on her own. Even though most of her kit is considered Spectro Frazzle damage, she doesn't actually inflict the debuff at all. Now, if you want to know how Zani works and why this is important, then go ahead and check out the Zani guide linked right up there, but Zani needs to keep her gauge filled in order to continue to use her enhanced heavy attack. This is vital for her kit. Now, Pheobe provides so much Spectral Frazzle in her confession mode that she can fuel Zani all on her own. Zani will be able to utilize her liberation to the fullest just with Pheobe. Now, what happens when Zani is at half potential with someone like Spectrover? Well, Zani's Frazzle fades into a dull husk. Remember, Zani makes character Spectral Frazzle deal damage instantly, so this is a way to let Pheobe in confession mode front load her damage. So Pheobe and Zani actually perfectly complement each other. So without Spectro Frazzle, she'd be lucky to get off maybe 2 enhanced heavy attacks, and without Phoebe's Ultra buff to buff the Spectro Frazzle damage, she loses most of the oomph in her hits. You'd think that Zani would be able to at least apply some Frazzle, but she doesn't. I've never seen a character in Wuthering Waves that has such high highs, but also such low lows. So if you don't have Pheobe, is all hope lost? Well, of course not. Just like anything in Wuthering Waves, we can overcome the loss of damage with skills, and that's where our savior comes into play, Spectrover. So while Pheobe applies an abundance of Spectro Frazzle, Spectrover applies just enough. If you play her in a normal rotation of going from Shorekeeper to Spectrover to Zani, then Zani will only have enough Spectral Frazzle to use about 2 enhanced heavy attacks. Now, a way to actually allow Zani to get the full value of her kit is the quickswap. Zani can easily quickswap thanks to her enhanced resonance skill being completely quickswappable. Once you start the animation, there's literally 0 reason to stay on her, which means that you can swap off to the next character, in this case Spectrover, and apply more Spectral Frazzle. There are a few nuances that you've got to keep up with, and you have to be good at playing Spectro Rover to do so. You need half a Forte bar to actually use her resonance skill properly and apply Spectral Frazzle. Doing this is easy, just dodge counter or play a simple rhythm game. Bada-ba-ba, grab! Bada-ba-ba, grab! It's definitely takes practice, but you basically want to start Zani's rotation with a fully stacked Forte gauge. Once Zani's animation starts, you swap to Rover and use her resonance skill. Then you swap back to Zani, and this should give you enough to actually get her 3rd enhanced heavy attack at the end of the rotation, but what if we go further and continue to quick swap? As you swap in and out and apply more Spectral Frazzle, you'll also be doing a fair bit of damage. And speaking of damage, you have to build Spectrover for damage in this case because she needs to help Zani do damage more than ever. The team is more of a cooperative effort rather than Zani simply destroying everything as she would with Pheobe. I'd say it's about 20% worse than Zani Pheobe in my opinion, and significantly worse if you don't quick swap, like way worse, but it does open up some opportunities for Zani. Since Spectrover can heal, albeit slightly, you can go pseudo-sustainless and use another quick swap character like Chun-Li, Carlotta, or Shenliao. These teams, you just go in and have fun going to town with everyone cooperating to deal damage. It's a fun concept and it will clear towers, but it definitely isn't her best team. Thankfully, she does have a few other great team options. For instance, you can actually use Spectrover alongside Mortifi to buff Zani's heavy attacks. This is actually a great hypercarry team that you'll be able to use. In the future, there may be a 4-star character that actually buffs Spectro damage, so she'll be an option as well, but look out for any character that buffs heavy attack because they might be able to use with Zani and Spectrover in the future. The point is though, Zani still works here, and she's not so much crippled. So, at the end of the day, is Zani doomed without Pheobe? Well, no. But is she doomed without Pheobe or Spectrover? Yes. She is a character that quite literally needs Spectro Frazzle to function. If she doesn't have it, her damage is quite literally worse than Ling Yang. Okay, I know our Lion Boy didn't deserve that, but he does at least beat Zani without Spectro Frazzle. So if you lack Zani, learn Spectrover quickswap and rejoice in the fact that you can use her without Pheobe. If you ask me who to prioritize, Pheobe or Zani's weapon, I'd say go for Pheobe first considering you have the Astrites to do so, then try to get Zani's weapon. If you are dedicated in learning quickswap with Rover though, then definitely grab Zani's weapon because it will serve you well. Zani's still that girl, but she just needs a little Spectro hand-holding sometimes. If this helped you out or made you cry inside about pulling for Zani without a game plan, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. I've got a quick swap guide working in an upcoming video on if you need Zani's weapon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Enigma out.